a little stock market crash. I read it, LOL. What are you, nervous? What are you giggling? What do you got in that Robinhood account with three grand in it? What do you got? You got some Rigetti call options? You got some 12 calls? What do you got? You got some IONQ 50 calls? How's that Robinhood doing? Oh, you have some IONQ. Oh, man. You understand it. You read this book? You read Mike and Ike? How far did you get in Mike and Ike? You read this thing? When did you read Mike and Ike? Grad school? Oh, you know Mike personally. I see. Scott Aronson's on your speed dial. That makes sense. You got this. We thank 𝗥𝗶𝗃 for his commentary on our manuscript. You have the Grover, of course, Grover's algorithm for search. You have Wineland, Pioneer. You've got Fields medalist, Michael Friedman. And then you got Wigley. Wigley knows. Wigley's not just a guy with call options underwater. He's got this. He knows all about quantum networking. Noise over a line, Alice and Bob. Tell us all about it. What's the throughput on a quantum network? What's the highest throughput ever achieved on a quantum network? Oh, you see all these check marks on the bottom here? That's me reading the book. You should try it. Go ahead. Read Mike and Ike. Oh, you have ADHD. Oh. You close the book on page 2 because your little brain can't handle it. It feels like electricity going through my brain. Ah! Who's Dirac? Who's a famous physicist, Dirac? You might be thinking of Dirac? Dirac is my homie from Bronx. That's the homie Dirac. Cell block 1. Okay, so after I logged off last night, I got the interactive API working. Pretty excited about that. We get to do we're gonna write some code, do some market making today. Who's excited? And I'll give you my code. Or maybe I won't. I don't know. I have to decide. Maybe I'll sell you my code on Godel. You know, I'll make you a deal. I'll write the best code ever that'll trade and just make you tons of money. You plug in your API into Godel, and then that's it. You paid me a fee. Now I just have to write the best algorithms of all time. Yeah, I know the convert strike price, but it's still debt, so it's probably trading at like
order partially for.
I mean, if they're paying par for it, that doesn't really help us, right? They have to refi it because all of their money is in that, kind of against that, or to extend some of that convert and re-ratchet it or something. Yeah, they need me, is what they need. I'll rename Chegg to Trud. I don't think you can really make sense of our Venus. Nobody knows what that data is going to look like. Not even them. Well, Jonas, it really is a function of stock selection. Anyone can market make. Okay, so to write a market making system, we need market data, which is different from necessarily what the API provides. So keep that in mind. I think the API could provide market data. We probably want to get that from somewhere else. We need an OMS. So this is akin to your normal OMS in real life. Got to be able to handle all the order states and things like that. This is basic Wall Street stuff. Okay, then the main meat of it is your market maker. So analyzes and then uses, would never use Robinhood for this. So sort of number 4, I would say would be, no, we don't need colocation. We're going to measure that stuff after. We can get colocation. But for now, let's make a simpler system. Okay, so just basically portfolio analytics. And so this is a little bit different from the OMS, obviously, in the sense that it helps with sizing and risk. So the OMS has to sort of like, the OMS is, I guess, a little bit distinct from, it's probably, I mean, depending on how you want to look at it, the OMS is distinct from interactive, but you could say it isn't. So they're really the same thing, but you can kind of tie these two together. You kind of need to monitor the auth and connectivity and all that stuff. But, so it's sort of like a bit of its own separate module for handling all the interactive related stuff, whereas the order management system's more abstract, I would say. I mean, and the last thing is I would say, so this is like internal use. So like you want like reporting of data and stuff like that. I guess like you'd probably want a controller. So I have a really good idea for the reporting layer, by the way. But you probably want a controlling layer, control layer where you don't have to adjust the market maker. Eventually, James. So the goal is just to get started. You know. Okay. So I think we have a 7-part system here. Well, I'd get your money off Robinhood and into Interactive Brokers, 1. And then 2, I mean, if you could write a system that makes you money, I mean, it's great. Wouldn't you rather have a system that doesn't require, you to be, a careful trader? I don't think it's a good time to buy crypto, no.
You baggies, you bought my tokens, and now you're holding back. I rugged you. Rugged you good.
I don't think it's a good time to buy Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's going to go to 60K. I mean, I don't, my guess is as good as yours. Okay, so we can sort of get something like this. Be not exactly, because this is just Island, which I think is like pretty cringe. I need NBBO. So I think I'm going to need something a little bit better. If prices of a stock are falling rapidly, you don't have to worry about a short squeeze. Oh, Rigetti got a contract? Yeah, let's go. I probably doubled my account in the last few days. But again, a lot of pain on the way up, so. No, Max, far away from that. Still need another double. I have three positions. I'm short IONQ, short D-Wave, and short Rigetti. That's it. Okay. I'm short a little Q UBT.
Filled.
I have AVXL. I have a couple little really small positions, but they're really small. They're literally 1,000 times smaller than my quantum positions. So you don't sell shorts, you cover them. You buy them. Yeah, Max. I don't think I can keep that pace up. It's only so much capacity in biotech. A quantum is a one-time special outside of biotech. I love it. Well, yeah, it's short Rigetti ahead of earnings.
Order partially
What are they going to say? What could they possibly say? It's amazing how far Rigetti's fallen. Like, never realized I'd have to buy the 6 calls for synthetic puts. Nothing about these stocks is cheap. Need your head examined if you think these stocks are cheap. Well, if you liked it under 1, I have good news for you. It's going right back. So what I do is I buy calls and then I short the stock, which gives me extra leverage. It's not really a $500 million contract. You're kind of lying when you say that. Stop lying. It's just not what it is. It's a massive lie. Stop it. Don't lie to my chat. You're talking about the Quanta deal? Bloomberg. What's wrong with you? This is why you have no friends, just in case you didn't know. Go to Bloomberg. What are you talking about? English probably is not his first language. There's a $500 million contract. Who'd they get it with?
Order filled.
What? Why, when, and where? Have you ever heard of that one? Who, what, why, when, and where? You're not writing English. You clearly don't know English. Yeah, Vinny, this is old news. This is news from last week. The Quanta news. Yeah, this is Island, which is like very big bid-ask spread difference. I think we're going to sue this guy that we think's causing this downtime. A disgruntled former,
Order filled.
I don't even know how to put it, parasocial relationship. And you can sue somebody for this kind of thing. So we have a lawyer working on it. Yeah, 𝗨𝗏, it's our friend and it's our crippled friend. But it's good for us. I mean, it's a free security look. So we don't mind it. It's like a free pen test. I think we're just going to sue him and then go to law enforcement too.
Order filled.
Our CTO is pretty pissed. He didn't work for us exactly. I think we paid him, so technically he worked for us.
Order partially filled.
But yeah, there's a lot of laws in New York State that are unfriendly to this. Yeah, civil criminal parallel works for me. Ooh, I can short QBTS. My profit's through the roof right now. It's crazy. I think, below 10 or below 15, maybe you'd start to cover IONQ. This is all HTML. I think QBTS will go to 1, honestly. Like QBTS is arguably the best one of all.
Order filled.
Yeah, IONQ probably will settle down around 8. My next move is crucial. What do I do? How do I keep it real with Shorty and my crew? Like I said, it's not hard to take down a website of a new company. I mean, it's like amateur hour. We're going to start, you start simple and then you add and subtract as you go, right? So separation of concerns.
Once we start with that, then we'll worry about, okay, how do we minimize slippage? How do we get faster routes? How do we do this? How do we do that? I think you can always outsmart. Those guys are playing for big gains. There's still plenty of high sharp things out there. Oh, the interactive thing is just basic stuff. I mean, that was more of a pointing at the wrong API endpoint, using the wrong IP address, simple stuff like that. Nothing using one's brain. I generally try to play the current week. You know, you can definitely play outside of that. Yeah, IONQ is getting smoked, but 𝗏𝗏𝗘 isn't. It's time to smoke some 𝗏𝗏𝗘. It's a real scam, honestly. The fact the CEO left is really nuts. Who leaves as CEO of a $10 billion company? He's leaving so he can cash out.
Order filled.
Cash out and crash out. Yeah, QBTS is like a juicy steak to me. Well, Tether's different. Tether's a real company. Tether's ownership and how they handle things is a little unique, but it's not publicly traded, so. Okay, looks a little different now. What do you guys think? It's not tight enough.
Partially filled.
No, we don't need graphs.
Order filled.
We'll update this in a minute to show trades and stuff. Claude's a little weird in the sense that, like, definitely IVVD is long. Okay, so this is the... Didn't quite accomplish what I wanted. These are entirely too far apart. Okay, so we got market data. We don't have to do external. So we just sort of make a green box around what we've built. We have 7 pieces to build this thing. And maybe we'll get lucky trading, and we'll start trading today if we get lucky. I don't know, Pluto. I might hold this one back. But if you message me, maybe we can collaborate. You're a Godel customer, right? Let me just mod you. If you just type in, yeah, I know you are. You're one of our early and favorite customers. You can just type in general chat so I can. Well, I want somebody to help me on it. Giving away all my things for free is not my cup of tea, but I do think I can provide some functionality. I want to provide it for Godel itself, not like on the side. Yeah, if anybody else wants mod, just type in Godel. Oh, are you? So you're not a programmer. I don't know. Is there a face? I don't think that's a good business model. Just type what you gotta type what your name is on YouTube in Godel.
Order filled.
And then say hi on the YouTube. Yeah, we have a ton of customers, dude. We grew way too fast. Oh, you guys, the lucky people are the guys who invested in Godel, not the guys who invested in Sava and IONQ. I'm very grateful. I'm going to work hard to make sure you guys, we make a lot of money together. I know some of us have already, but it's hard to keep track of all these. Okay, I'm actually going to delete. If I modded you, I'm just going to delete it. Yeah, I wonder if 𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗏 is going to be kind of at the same price until earnings. The thing about intraday trading, the middle of the day basically doesn't matter. It's not much volume. All the action is the beginning and the end. Even if price moves intraday, it tends to reverse at the end anyway. So like the middle of the day is good for doing research, talking to your contacts. Henry, I mean, you probably shouldn't trade like that. You should have a lot of trades going on at once. The reason I like to focus on one trade is I really don't want to mess it up for you guys. So I know a lot of people follow me. And I think people on the internet and people on Wall Street too, they don't understand the idea that when you give somebody a trade idea, you have a whole portfolio. You might get something wrong. You don't really care because you've got 50 stocks, right? But if you have one stock in your portfolio, well, you better hope you're right or you might be ruined. So I don't like giving that one stock, but if I do give the one stock, I want to really focus on it and make sure I'm right.
Order filled.
Because the real me would have, 50 stocks, and I don't really honestly care if a couple of them are wrong. But if you follow my idea and it's wrong, you're going to hate me forever. Well, I think if you have an urge to day trade, I think you have to think about it scientifically. Is it in your best interest to day trade? And I think that you should just measure that scientifically. If your profits over whatever period are not very good for day trading, then perhaps you should, you want to make money trading, but maybe you should have a machine do it.
Okay, I'm going to test my first orders out. Let's see if this works. Okay, it's going ham. Order submitted. It's trying to send the order with a price, not a number. Not sure that did that one right. Okay, it's got all my orders, which are kind of voluminous. Okay, I see my Apple trades. Yeah, look, I mean, the market's going to bounce around, you know, but we're obviously, I think, in a bit of a downtrend, so it can bounce.
Everything works, but why does it say simulation? No, this is not different API call. This is my own. I hate Claude sometimes. It's good at code, but it's like, I have to yell at it like, I didn't ask you to make a simulation. Claude is like, they really think the AI is going to take over the world. It's not that serious, guys. Everything was working fine until Claude slipped in without me asking for it, that it was all a simulation. So I ran it. It's like, I'm looking at the orders, all excited, and it says simulation. I was like, what do I look like? Yeah, you're right. I should have been honest with you that I wasn't doing that. What? It's like it knows what's good for you. What's, you know? Yeah, Biotech's getting hammered. Adma's back. That's nice. It was down like to $13. Only drug company growing. It's IVIG, so could argue it's not even a drug.
I'm fasting for Ramadan. It's brutal. It's brutal. I'm giving up. Can't do it. I can't do it. I look at my wife Melania and my son Baron and I say, mashallah.
I will say there was one investor I had who I made 8x for. 8x. I hope you understand this. He put $100,000 in. This guy is allegedly very rich. Okay. 8x. 8 times. He put 100K in. He gets 800K out.
And he's upset and he takes a stand against me.
You know there's no hedge fund that can get you 8x, right?
Should have been 9. Go to jail.
I think it's more that we get a very weird subset of real-time options data. We are going to be getting Opera Firehose, so you can do most for options. You can see options, time and sales. But we know that our options product right now is, we will be getting that. We're aware of it. Yeah, I had a good quarter. So, I mean, as soon as I saw the meeting, I called that out. So, I mean, all it takes is one fund to be like, yeah, okay, we're out, right? Like, the market's freaking us out. We need to sell everything. That's all it takes, really.
What I'm about to do is downright diabolical.
Nah, man, people just love. The baggies have decided D-Wave is good. It's really funny. It's like super funny to anybody that's been involved in this space of advanced computation. No, Madrigal, the Cinta was basically Kovner. So the Cinta CEO, his dad was a famous physicist. Kovner, like a lot of these guys sometimes will want cure cancer. There's cancer in their family. They say, oh my God, you know, this sucks. What do we do? I'm going to invest in this biotech. I might be able to win-win. They have a biotech analyst. They, like someone like me, they sick the analyst on the stocks. The analyst, hey, boss, this is a dog. They don't care. They double down. And yeah, it's you just sit and watch and you're like, okay, great. Yeah, buy more. Yeah. However I can help, buddy. Yeah, exactly. You know, there's so many family offices that like biotech, Bill Gates, you know, is one. There's a lot of biotech funds, you know, which is another big point. You know, we were dealing with this guy, Matt Nacktrab, and I would have happily been his family office assistant.
Order partially filled.
Yeah, for $60, I'll give people stock advice. So this guy was whipping 60 mil.
Order partially filled.
One stock. No. You know what? You know, let's let people breathe, man. Let's let them live. Look, Nvidia's the real deal, man. You know, it's all about robotics. What do you think about robotics? Nvidia and Tesla and the entire venture capital world, like that's it. We're either going to have millions of robots crawling the earth, or it's all over. It's one or the other.
Order filled.
So you tell me. Like literally right now, you can make that call, make a fortune if you're right one way or another. I think that's all it boils down to. And, I would include autonomous vehicles as like a robot light kind of thing. Google's doing a little bit in robotics, but they're mostly doing it for AI. They're not trying to productize it too much. As far as I know, I mean, we're sort of getting replaced. Yeah, Toby. Yeah, I think like we're just going to go back. We're going to have such a bad recession. We're going to go back to the Stone Age. I'm just going to be like AI, robotics. Remember when we cared about quantum? Holy moly, what a wick. Do you guys see that? See, I'm telling you, the middle of the day doesn't mean anything. Did you guys hear me when I said that earlier? Make a difference. There's no volume. Well, there was some volume earlier, but no way it's 106% borrow fee. Am I really paying that? I could pay it tonight, all right? That's all that matters. I mean, seriously, if there's a bunch of professionals who are sitting there saying, yeah, I think it's a good idea. I'm going to pay 100% interest rate to short this stock. That's how bad it is. Is that really like, it's like you're not even getting 100%. It'd be one thing if you were like, well, I get the 100%. I'll buy some puts with that. I'll be long the stock, and maybe I might make 10%. These guys are like, no, I'm doubling my money and getting the 100%. Yeah, the borrow rate will come down. Yeah, somebody's mentioning the VWAP in Godel. Godel's got a nice collection of smart people here, so where'd that super chat guy go? Did he figure out how to get into Godel? I mean, the community's going to get better as it becomes more institutional. Not that institutions are necessarily better, but I mean, a lot of people in the community are kind of closet institutions. They might work for a bank or a fund and they're keeping it on the low. Yeah, this is the market maker's dream. Like, you just got to make sure you're
Order partially
lighten up
filled.
on the position occasionally. That's all.
Order
Leave a
filled.
little bit of room to make a couple quick adjustments. Market makers profit from volatility. You can read about that on your own. There's a lot of academic papers on it. Now somebody's being a good kitty. Look at that. What if Rigetti earnings are good? Yes, they sold a bunch of boxes. The guy who said, define useful. That's a good salesman. Is your box useful? Well.
Order filled.
Yeah, they do have a new QC online, actually. I mean, they arguably ship more than IONQ. IONQ's still on 30 qubits, bro. First, I want you to define what's useful, what's a computer. Can you define all those things for me? Then I'll tell you yes or no. By the way, the spoiler alert's the answer's no. I'm behind on stock picking, honestly. Yeah, if Rigetti can sell these things, honestly, IONQ's sales team's pretty good. What a wild day in the markets. Holy moly. I went to see my girlfriend be consoled. She's like, honey, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. The recession is real. It's not just in your head. I was like, really? You're not just saying that? Biomarin hasn't given up on Duchenne. They need something like that. Biomarin needs a pipeline real bad. Is that it? It's over?